shopping, Luna? Hey, mommy.
Hey crew, welcome back to the Spiritual Social. I'm Lexi, your local light worker. I'm a tarot reader and an astrologer. Welcome to a very special pick a card reading that I felt inspired to create upon waking up this morning. It just dawned upon me that I might want to do an in-depth hanging around in order to tap into spiritual messages. So this is a spiritual cleansing reading, and you have a choice here today between smoke cleansing for group 1, light cleansing for group 2, or sound cleansing for group 3. I will use each of these 3 objects that you have felt drawn towards to do some cleansing at your specific pile. In addition to this, I have here a set of cards that I pre-shuffled for you. I already pre-selected them so that I will cut away from the time that I will nonetheless spend. I will spend quite a lot of time at your pile to get in depth on important messages that you need to hear now. These messages can be on a variety of different topics. I used 10 decks, so get cozy. Put this video in the background and absorb the knowledge if you must or if you have to do something else, because I feel that some vital, quintessential messages will come through for those of you out there in my soul family, in my beautiful light crew that need to hear. I mean, I feel like you guys need this kind of nourishment in this period. I don't know why. I felt so called to do this reading for you today, and I trust that it's for a very specific higher order reason. So I even find it a little bit hard to find the appropriate words because I'm feeling a bit the energy of the importance of this reading for some of you out there. I've been feeling a little bit that the collective is low, is disenchanted. I've been feeling a lot of the people that used to connect with my channel. I feel like they're detaching and I don't know where they are. They stopped commenting. And it breaks my heart a little bit because I love you all so much. But I am respectful of your spiritual journey. And if you feel that we do not resonate anymore, that's perfectly fine. That's your choice. I let you go with love. Others of you are just joining the channel and you're finding that my readings resonate a lot with you, and I do want to give you a great big hug. Thank you so much for your support, for your comments, and for your appreciation. Things are cyclical, you know, sometimes we need to go up in order to come down. Some periods are harder than others, and it's really important on the spiritual journey to be as authentic, honest, and truthful as we can be, both with the moments when we feel a little bit lost in the darkness, a bit desperate, when we need to do some shadow work, but also with the moments when our manifestations are coming about in a much more quicker way, when we are blessed by the transit of the planet Jupiter and things are coming towards us with more speed and more light and more opportunities to grow. So keep in mind that we are both light and dark. We are both shadow and solar energy, and you should never be ashamed of yourself if you are going through a difficult period. I got you. I'm here to help you understand and navigate this period, even if you're feeling at your highest and boldest and brightest, even if you're feeling at your lowest, or maybe you're just somewhere stuck in between. You're a bit like meh or blah in this period, and you're just like not having any of it. You're a little bit out of everything. Don't worry, I hope I can help you tune back into your heart with the help of these messages. So if you have made your choice, I'm not going to make this intro too long because I feel that the piles are going to be quite in depth. I hope that you find this type of readings helpful. I had in mind I would like to do one on yogic spiritual messages. I might do one on specific goddess spiritual messages and then specific gods or masculine energy spiritual messages. Let me know down in the comments what you guys would prefer, what kind of objects, crystals you would like me to see use. The ones that I have here today are all gifted to my channel, from the bundle of sage herbs that I have here, to this beautiful light globe with the planet Saturn, to this beautiful Tibetan bowl. They have all been gifts given to this channel from my tarot and Amazon wish list, and I am incredibly grateful for the fact that I am able to receive them and use them in service to you, my beautiful crew. Okay, so let's cut the long story short, and I'll see you at your specific pile for some yummy spiritual cleansing. Hello group 1, so this is for those of you that were drawn to this abalone shell on which I have this white sage bundle. I think it's Californian sage, and there are some dried yarrow petals. So I'm going to burn a little bit from this bundle in your reading so that we can begin the cleansing. Okay, so you're feeling yourself cleansed and filled with light, alleviated from your worries. You feel your anxiety and fear melting away. Even though things in your life could be a little bit messy at the moment, you could have some sort of ashen energy. You could be feeling a little bit dark, finding yourself overwhelmed by anxiety, wanting to do a lot of things, but feeling as if there are many blocks towards the path of achieving your desires, your goals. All of these obstacles are slowly being melted away like ice on a really hot day. They're all cleared. You're able to slice through them like using a very hot knife through butter. This white sage, the coils of fragrant smoke that are coming through, they're meant to purify you, help you feel light-hearted. They're meant to help uplift your spirit so that it wouldn't be bogged down in routine and irritation. So may it be, group 1. So may it be. I will continue to leave some of the sage burning over here on the shell. Look at the beautiful inner fire inside your heart. Your passion hasn't died. It's just molten. It's just turning into a slow, mature burn. And now, let's see what your oracle cards have to say. That's okay. We made a bit of a mess, but that's okay. A mess can be creative. It can be fun. It can change our perspective on who we are and what we want. So I'm going to start off first with 2 tarot cards. And I'm going to read you the poems. I have here the Margaret Peterson Tarot and the White Witch Tarot. And these ones have poems that accompany the descriptions of the cards. They're very unique in this way, and that's why I have selected them for you today. Wow, you got the Lovers and the Magician. Oh, this is beautiful. If you have lost your faith in love, in life, if you have dwindled a little bit on the path towards self-love, here is encouragement and guidance from Spirit that it is about to be replenished. You are a magician. You are in this magician energy. You can turn gold out of stones. You can make each day a beautiful story. I'm going to unblock this card, but keep in mind that the Lovers Blocked usually represents that the energy is meant to go inwards, from loving somebody else to loving yourself. So you see the cards much better now, the Lovers and the Magician. Now, let me read you the accompanying poems. I'm going to start off first with Margaret Peterson and the Lovers. The soul, nakedly looking into the mirror. Twilight, doubt, duality. Double vision, thinking, listening, confusion. The release of identities, the shedding of old skin. Meeting the non-I. A blossom opening, inner forces becoming fluid, soft and supple. Fresh vibrating energy moving up the spine, gently meeting beyond all opposites. You and I are becoming one. And now from the White Witch Tarot, I'm going to read you the Magician. The Magus is magnetic, acquiring ability, obscuring objects, weaving warp and weft, shifting into appearance what is already present, previously occulted, revealed now, through direction of immortal primal power that has existed before you ever thought, to cast a spell and will remain long after you have made a wish to become. The one who knows, move magic through you as a wild wind blows. So every time you see high winds in the area in which you live at the moment, it's an indication from Spirit that you need to come back to a place of self-love so you can manifest the romantic soulmate of your dreams. It all begins from within. I'm going to put these two tarot cards over here, and now I'm going to give you an astrology oracle card so I can see better what kind of astrological energy is influencing you the most the moment you stumble upon this clip. We have here lunar eclipse. This is a time of deep change for you. I want to see as well what is changing, what is healing for you. Say what you mean. Number 18. You might need to learn to have the courage to speak up in terms of your romantic connections. Let's read the in-depth messages. Three things cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. This is a quote by Buddha. A lunar eclipse takes place when when the earth is directly aligned between the sun and the moon. The earth blocks out the sun's light, causing the moon to be in the earth's shadow. This can only happen during a full moon, and while a solar eclipse lasts only for minutes, the lunar eclipse lasts for hours. Ancient people were extremely frightened by eclipses because they believed a great serpent was taking bites out of the sun and moon. Eclipses can bring on times which seem shadowy and disordered, but they are not necessarily bad and should not be viewed as such. We are meant to be thrown off balance to make necessary changes. It is a time of seeing the light and focusing on something you have either put off or didn't exactly notice was coming up. When the lunar eclipse card presents itself in a reading, dramatic changes are in store. Such changes will likely be unexpected ones, the kind that might seem hard or will take some special effort on your part. These will not be gradual, easy, barely noticed transformation. Your world may be rattled somewhat. It will seem more like a revolution. Do not be alarmed. However, because this altering of your life is essential in getting where you need to be, we are all here to share our gifts and lead others to theirs. It is never an easy path. So I see a time of changes. Any number of things might happen: the ending or beginning of a transformative relationship, a change in life's path or job, or a change in where you live. Whatever it may be, it will be abrupt. Lunar eclipses herald times of a new way of looking at things. That is why they can even bring on changes in eyeglass or contact lens prescriptions, or, if you are lucky, a marked improvement in your eyesight. The moon also has a connection to the brain, thus you may find yourself more in tune with unseen energies or experience moments of revelation. Whatever the issue, it has been brewing for a while and things are about to bubble over. It could be a partner or would-be partner who wishes to take a relationship to a new level. Since the moon symbolizes our emotions, you probably already sense what this change should be and will not be completely surprised by it. But the force and dramatic nature of this shift could be unexpected. Expect to be thrown off balance. If the situation is something you have taken for granted and it collapses, then you will need to make a new start. In any event, you should start to see these effects within the next 6 weeks and expect for an outcome to be completed within 6 months. This card also indicates cycles, and whatever seems lost at this time, you can be assured will return to you, perhaps in a different form, but most certainly better. So I see that a big change is coming for you in terms of how you understand relationships, in terms of how you relate to a romantic partner, be that a member of the same sex or a member of the opposite sex. So let's see more in depth what needs healing in your connections. Take some time off to clarify what you need to communicate and to whom. Honest communication begins with you. Take a moment to connect within and ask yourself, in what area of your life are you hiding and denying how you feel? Does your relationship with your partner need revamping? Are there things that are not working? Who are the people in your life that you must be honest with? This is your opportunity to take back your power and share clearly, wisely, and honestly what does and what does not work for you. When you feel vulnerable, you can be easily swayed to say what you feel the other person wants to hear in order to keep the peace. The message of this card is that you do not need to hide. You need to say what you really mean, whether someone else likes it or not. This will bring about some important changes in your personal connection. This courage to say what you mean. Don't be afraid of the changes. You are in the magician energy and love. Now, how can we cleanse this energy with the power of the ocean? Let's ask the mermaids. Wow. The return of Aphrodite. This card talks about the temple, the birth of the goddess, guidance, goddess energy, and treating everything as sacred. When Aphrodite comes to you from the sea, you are being reminded of your deep, delicious nature, the power of sensual desire, and the holiness of laughter and delight. There will be female friends who encourage you to remain free and to find out for itself what it... Give me a second to turn the page. What it is you want, and who will praise you and assist you along your path. It is a time of being reborn into your sensual self and all that you are as a woman. Your yoni, your body, your breasts and hips, all are now greeted and claimed, reclaimed with love. You see that you do walk in beauty and that many have seen you coming from afar and have desired you. There is no sin in this. Aphrodite loved beauty too and knew how to share with other women, gifting her magic belt to Hera for a time to help her with her faithless husband Zeus, or sharing Adonis for half the year with youthful, irresistible Persephone. Aphrodite is not the same as others. She does not wish to have and to hold. She wishes to experience, to love, to be filled again and again with all the beauty this world has to offer. but she never wishes for ownership. All is golden. Everybody is in love for a magical time because the goddess has returned. And you see the two dolphins here, which talk about meeting a play partner very soon. Deepening a connection with somebody you already know and hold dear in your heart. Now we will summon the goddess Kali Ma and the goddess Kuan Yin, and we will find out what additional messages you need to hear. From Kali, you got the message Kali Kapali, and from Kuan Yin, you got the message the dance unveiling. Let's get deeper. First of all, Kali Kapali. She who wears the mala of skulls around her neck shall never abandon you. She shall be with you always, lifetime after lifetime, in unending tenderness and devotion, conquering that which would alienate you from your truth and creative power. Trust in the effectiveness of your prayers and requests for her assistance. Have confidence in divine intervention. No matter how dire things may seem, you shall transform a negative experience into a positive one that honors your soul, brave one. Beautiful. She's so fierce. I love that. If you want to invoke her, this is the ritual that you can speak into being. Beloved Kali Kapali, wearer of the sacred garland of skulls, I implore you, Ma, be my sanctuary and savior against the falsehoods of ego. Block all malefic energies from taking effect. Help me, Ma, so that I may find the courage to be true to my higher self and engage joyfully with my authentic, passionate purpose for the spiritual benefits of all beings. Jai Ma Kali. The sacred skull is an expression of the soul, yet it too shall pass. May I have the courage and divine protection necessary to fulfill the divine purpose for which I was born. May I be protected from that which is not meant for me, so that I can receive my glorious divine destiny for the spiritual liberation of all beings. Jai Ma Kali. You have completed your sacred ritual. But there is more. We also have guidance from gorgeous Kuan Yin, the goddess of compassion. The dance unveiling. There is a situation in your life that is about to reveal itself to you with greater clarity. Just like sands shifting, the picture will seem clearer and quite different to how it once appeared to you. This clarity will bring you great relief and confirmation of your intuition. Be patient and allow the revelation to come to you at the perfect time. And as with Kali, there is a prayer that you can say to Kuan Yin. Beloved Kuan Yin, I now let go of any fear that would distort my perception and prevent me from beholding the highest levels of truth which I am capable of perceiving. Help me now, beloved one, with your divine dance of mercy and compassion, that the confusion may clear, any distortion may be released, and the truth be revealed with grace and simplicity. Unveil the truths with your dance of grace, beloved. Thank you. Om Mani Padme Hum. So now you are protected under the guidance of Kali and Kuan Yin. And we shall see now what is coming up next on your beautiful love journey. Guidance from the Divine Circus Oracle and from the Love Your Inner Goddess. You got the Silver Siren and the Queen of Hearts. Let's see first of all what the Silver Siren has to tell us. When is an enchantment not enchanting? When is it a spell that you allow to consume your free will, even as it promises so much and yet delivers so little? The silver siren sings her song, a pretty poison to the soul. Her false allure tempts the mind, even whilst the heart feels that something is not quite right. Your power will come from discerning the truth and allowing her false promises no place in your heart. I think I mispronounced promises, but I think you get the message. There is something here that lurks beneath the surface of a romantic connection that you can feel is not the truth. Following your intuition in this case could make or break a certain connection. Your heart has been chosen by the divine to be a temple for spiritual light, an inner place where grace and healing can dwell. This is very special. The temple is kept clean and pure, scented with sacred perfumes of incense, which we had over here, made beautiful with our feelings of reverence and love for the spirit, kept uncluttered and spacious so that as much spiritual presence as possible can enter. When spirit enters and fills the temple of the heart, things of extraordinary beauty can take place. Even the apparently impossible becomes possible. Clear your heart temple with forgiveness, gratitude, and love for the spirit, so it can fulfill its divine destiny of being a sacred channel for beautiful divine grace. What you can say to activate your heart energy is the following affirmation. Place a hand on your heart and say with me, "My beautiful heart is queen, and divine love is king. Together they rule the holy kingdom upon heaven and earth, with harmony, grace, and joy." And you see how beautiful the final message helps bring back to the first message, the lovers, the divine union. But this is not exactly the final message I want to give you. I want to end with light, and I have here the white light oracle. And for you, my love, group 1, 2 messages popped up. We have here the Pearl of Shadow and the Alabaster Tablet of Layla. Let's see now for each of them. What are the deeper messages? First of all, for the Pearl of Shadow, we're going to take them exactly in the order in which they appear to us, because nothing is ever a coincidence. Everything is connected. Taking responsibility for your experiences empowers you. You are going to resolve an issue through spiritual inspiration and higher guidance. You will rise up in full connection to your spirit and access a wealth of divine treasure. That which has brought darkness into your world shall submit to be the light and be transformed. Have courage and commitment to your awakening, for you are a precious being and can go far on the spiritual path in this lifetime. Sharo is a Tibetan word meaning to arise or manifest and shine with radiant spiritual light. Sharo is the outcome of sacred alchemy. It is the manifestation of the pearl beyond price. Created in the depths of the ocean, hidden away in a clamshell away from prying eyes, this pearl symbolizes a beautiful blessing of unexpected grace. It began when an irritant caused the formation of a luminescent coating inside the shell. The healing response to that initial intrusion resulted in an organic creation of inestimable beauty, value, and uniqueness. So this pearl can be a sacred catalyst. To arise spiritually, manifesting one's own priceless soul pearl, we are required to respond to an initially unwanted situation in such a way that our soul light and power is increased as a result. This soul alchemy evokes the inner pearl of radiant being. Such spiritual wisdom cannot be bought or sold, controlled, nor exploited. It is perfect, nourishing grace, always free and always radiant with light. It is the inspirational triumph of creativity and healing. Gorgeous. Here is what you can say to affirm in this period to help you in this situation. I assume full responsibility for myself and my life path now. I call upon the enlightened heart of the universe to assist me to manifest my divine potential through grace, mercy, and love for the greatest spiritual benefit of all beings now. Your healing is complete. And the final card, Alabaster Tablet of Layla, number 41. You are remembering at a soul level. You are tapping into greater awareness, and an understanding of your highest life purpose shall become even clearer to you. This may evoke unsettling change within you, but that change is necessary for a new way to manifest. You are protected and guided at all times, especially when you feel uncertain about your course. You are truly loved, Group 1. You are truly loved, and you can rest in that knowing. Here is what you can say. Here is the affirmation. There is a point of light within your heart. As you notice that light, it rapidly expands, and you feel a sense of love and recognition. You know without knowing how you know that this light is a friend from long, long ago. The light becomes a beautiful feminine angel. Her light shines like a gentle sun, and you feel warmed in her presence. She casts her hand and a path appears. It is your path, the best way for you to proceed. Notice how you feel about this path. Can you accept it, embrace it, trust it? As you take a step, you realize she is with you. Your heart then remembers she has always been with you and shall always be with you. So these were the in-depth messages that I had for you. I hope that this reading was cleansing for your soul. I feel that for the majority of you, if we are to summarize a little bit the messages that came through today for you, this is about finding self-love in the wake of finding out something quite difficult about the person you might have felt you were in love with. This talks about a change in your romantic connections, where you will be able to speak more with self-love, to defend yourself, to be more on your team, rather than to defend your beloved blindly and forgetting about who it is you really are. Allow the white sage to cleanse you. I hope that these messages were cleansing for you. Please remember to like this video, subscribe, and let me know down in the comments, what did you think? Did you enjoy this type of reading? Did it resonate? What other types of messages would be healing for you to hear in this period? Stay blessed, Group 1, and I hope to see you in my next one. Hey Group 2, hello my beautiful beings. I'm so happy to have you here today for a spiritually cleansing in-depth reading. I'm going to pull a number of cards for you today. I pre-shuffled them here, and I will actually read you the deeper messages for each one of them. So get cozy, get comfortable, because we've got a lot of things to cleanse. I have here the object that you were drawn towards. So this is a wooden globe. It has a little song as well, but I'm not going to focus on the sound cleansing. This is for group 3, so make sure to listen to that one as well if you're interested. I am, however, going to focus on the light. So I'm going to leave this running until it extinguishes itself during your reading. There is also a candle, a white candle in the background. You are strongly protected in the presence of this clip as you listen to the messages that you need to hear for the higher benefit of your soul the moment you stumble upon this reading. I'm going to begin first with the 2 cards, just like I did with group 1, the 2 tarot energies that I have here for you. They are taken from I almost dropped it. They are taken from the Margaret Peterson Tarot and the White Witch Tarot. So let's see. What are the energies, the tarot energies governing over your life at the moment? You have the Father of Flames and the Death Rebirth card. Now, for each of these messages, in their booklets, there are poems. So I'm going to have a look at the poems that are associated with each of these ones. I'm going to begin first with the Margaret Peterson Tarot. This is why I have chosen these ones, because they are very unique. And I think that there might be something here for you that could heal your heart, that could inspire you. So we have the Father of Flames first. Originating from the flame, my mind is a firework in the night sky. Sparks fall down from the sky, fire explodes, drops of fire collide and drift apart. A rolling wave of fire washes images from the realm of unconsciousness. An endless stream of images, half torn, half burned. Images of entangled predators, masks, distorted faces, angels and devils. One consuming and discharging the other. Frenzied images, a shower of sparks cascading down and creating new scenes. Images of entangled bodies, one giving birth to the other. Shiva, the Indian god. The one who created the world while dancing is the symbol of the power to create and procreate. Explosions of fire releasing all holds. I become a spark, melt into the wave of images and burn my old trajectory. I am part of the cycle of dissolution and renewal, part of the cleansing fire. Bright sails of light flow through my veins. My flame cleanses and gives structure, creates space for fresh perception without bias. My beloved, the fiery one, freed me from the feeling of separation. So I see here Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius energy, ripe, mature, ready to burst out. And now let's see the White Witch Tarot by Maya Daoust. The Death card. Metempsychosis. A definition seals the fate. Conclusions only close the gate. Events that cross before your eyes have passed away. I cried and cried for all the people who had died, and saw a giant writhing form that eats itself from night till morn. A sun that burns across the sky. The tears gave way, I realized. A circle has no start or end, and all that's gone begins again. Let sorrow go, rejoice instead, for life itself shall greet the dead. This is about burning away with the trauma of the past and coming back up to life again, like the healing serpent that you see represented in these images. So after we looked at the poetic tarot energy that is at play in your life at the moment, I want to see the astrological energy. Sagittarius, I see. So this is another confirmation of this Father of Flames energy. Let's go deeper. Let's figure out What does the card of Sagittarius have to bring into your life at the moment? Luck is not chance, it is toil. Fortune's expensive smile is earned. By Emily Dickinson, who is also a Sagittarius sun herself. You're just about ready to hit your mark. The sign of Sagittarius is ruled by the planet Jupiter and is a mutable, easygoing fire sign. The ancient symbol for Sagittarius is a half-man, half-horse, known as the centaur, a creature trained in the art of archery who always manages to hit his target no matter how far he roams. Sagittarians are honest, candid, and not afraid to speak the truth. Since this freedom-loving fire sign is not offended by the truth, he is often surprised when others take offense to his words. Sagittarians are drawn to religious ideas, even though sometimes they deny it. They will go through periods of not being religious at all and claim not to believe in anything, even bucking against authority. Religion and philosophy are concepts they remain fascinated by. They will argue for hours about religion, and usually at some point in life they return to some type of faith, but such a faith always remains an intellectual pursuit. Sagittarians are highly idealistic, creative, outdoorsy, and have a great sense of play and fun. They are also extremely restless and would prefer not to stay in the same spot. Instead, they would rather roam. They dislike routine, so are encumbered by the usual 9-to-5's job. They may end up as magicians, fire eaters, tattoo artists, people who turn pages, entertainers, publishers, literary agents, clergy, tutors, bookstore owners, and whatever does not require any set schedule. Sagittarians tend to be rather lucky but have the habit of not handling money well, and they will sometimes squander any wealth that comes to them. They are confident, which makes them highly attractive and popular, drawing to them what they need. Sagittarians also have integrity and will not go along with anything fair or underhand. Wicca, paganism, and the Catholic Church are all ruled by Sagittarius. When you think about it, these religions, with their pomp and ceremony, candles and incense, they have much in common. Though not as showy as their fellow fire sign, Leo Sagittarians tend to largesse by their nature and prefer what they do to be so memorable. The Archer sign does not want an ordinary life. When the Sagittarius card turns up in a reading, freedom at the current time is essential in your life. You will feel the need to fight against restrictions of any kind and want everything out in the open. You want to know where you stand. If your question pertains to a friendship or relationship, you or your partner need to be given extra space and looser reins. You may find yourself especially philosophical at the current time, and even studying religions which may not have appealed to you before. Interestingly, Sagittarius is the sign representing large animals, especially horses and big dogs. You may soon be acquiring a new pet, or it may be that animals are already a big part of your life. Like these beautiful beasts, you love that sense of wildness and being in the open air. You may soon travel to areas with vast countrysides or regions with mountains and lakes that you want to explore. You might embrace a new philosophy, enroll in classes of higher learning, or begin to study churches or religions. A visit to a casino or another area where gambling takes place could likely come about. You will likely be fortunate and win in this venture as long as you don't proceed recklessly. It's a good time to take a gamble. Your future looks promising because you're ready to expand and grow beyond your limits. If you do encounter difficulties, you will surmount them easily and move forward to your next lucky break in life, which should be coming soon. Wow. You could be a Sagittarius or have a person in your life that holds this larger than life energy. So I asked Spirit as well to let me know, what is it that you need some spiritual cleansing from? And actually you got 2 cards from the Heal Yourself reading cards. Let's see what they're all about. Your healing victim consciousness, and also an understanding of your sexuality. We have the sexual arts card. let's go deeper. Let's find out what exactly do you need to know about this healing process. How exactly are you healing this victim consciousness? First of all, you are encouraged to stop blaming others and to take responsibility for what you are creating. It's easy to think that life is unfair and point a finger at others. If you hear yourself saying, "Life is unfair, bad things always happen to me, I'm not good enough, nobody cares about me, why me, I can't do what I want to do," etc., then you are losing your power. You're nourishing your victim aspect and ascertaining your place in the victim club. Your inner victim can stop you from moving forward by creating dramas, making you judge others, telling you that you don't deserve better, and keeping you stuck in a financial rut. You need to build your internal confidence, self-worth, and courage. Get out of your comfort zone and work on expanding and growing in all areas of your life. The light side of the victim archetype is the victorious part, which can help you to hold your power without getting angry and attacking others. It can also assist you to create healthy boundaries and act from a place of honesty, integrity, compassion, and love. Ask yourself on a daily basis, am I acting from my empowered, victorious perspective, or am I choosing to be the victim? And in this way, you shall heal. And I think it's important for you to do a bit of inner work in order to unblock the sexual acts energy. I wanted to say sexual acts, so it's interesting that lisp, right? Bring more light into your sexuality. Keeping sexuality alive is an art form very few people truly understand. Are you sexually attracted to your partner every day? Sex energy only occurs when there is sexual polarity. Everyone has both masculine and feminine qualities to gift each other. The only time there is sexual spark is when one person is embodying more of their masculine energy and the other person is embodying more of their feminine energy. The masculine is the unchanging witness, the presence, the direction, the decision-making. He's trying to bring everything to closure, and he represents consciousness itself. The feminine is the change, the life force, the light, the flowing movement. She is Mother Nature. She is all emotions. Do not buy into the myth that sexual attraction eventually dies in long-term relationships. Sexual polarity is an art that takes practice. It can be so subtle and last a lifetime if you're constantly reinventing your gifts and using an open heart. And now I want to see, with the power of the ocean and the wisdom of the mermaids, how can you cleanse and better soothe these energies you're healing in your life at the moment? Through the power of sisterhood. So we have here friendships, allies, compatible souls, loyalty, joy, and delight. Let's read the deeper message, as with everything in this reading. It's a much more slower pace than my previous readings, but I hope you can enjoy a little bit TLC. A newfound sense of belonging and community with people who are kin to you on a soul level is happening now. This is not to draw you together with people who you have necessarily already experienced many lifetimes with. This is to draw you into close and caring relationship with people who are at a similar level to you, on an energetic and evolutionary level especially. This means your development would soon accelerate and be stimulated by others. Rather than feeling you are guiding and repairing, you will take this time to feel stretched and guided yourself. These relationships will be healthy, healing, enjoyable, and free, yet loyal and very committed. It is not past life material that will come forth. It is simply that you are now ready to meet your soul kin, and the mermaids will ensure you meet in a variety of interesting and sometimes unusual ways. Enjoy this process. Okay, so if you feel that there is a little bit of social chaos in your environment at the moment, it is only because fresh energies are coming into your life, fresh dharmic energies rather than karmic past. I want to summon right now the goddess Kali Ma and the goddess Kuan Yin for you. Let's see the messages that they want to dispense. First of all, goddess Kali is sending you her Mahavidya. And goddess Kuan Yin is taking you to the threshold. Let's see first of all what Kali has to say regarding her Mahadivya. She is unrestrained, unlimited, wild, and unconditional love. The heart knows how to attract grace and manifest creative resolution, where the mind sees only difficulties. A spiritual awakening of tremendous value is opening for you. As your inner being reorients itself around the increasing inner light, established structures built upon lesser foundations will have to give way. She demands the courageous embrace of experience. She is your call to initiation and growth, your invitation to embrace your path, rise and greet your destiny. This is what you can say in a ritual to help you affirm her blessing. Beloved wisdom mother of my heart, Mahavidya Kali Ma, I mentally and emotionally let go now, no longer trying to impose my viewpoint upon events, no longer buying into interpretations of what is happening in my life which created fear, confusion, and distress. I rest still in the center of my being where you reside. I become quiet, feeling and listening for your presence. I am now receptive to your infusions of wisdom. I surrender and am empowered to move forward on my path, secure in your guiding grace for the spiritual benefit of all beings. Jai Ma Kali. I think this is gorgeous. I don't know about you, but I always feel so calmed after I read her messages. But wait, there is more. Kuan Yin wants to support you too, my love. So let's see. What is this about the threshold? At the threshold you stand. Before you lies a way of being that is beyond fear. It is a sacred passing through a karmic veil into a new life of empowerment, peace, spiritual service to humanity, and joy in your own soul. Congratulations! You are embarking on a phase of deepest soul liberation, into freedom of love that triumphs over fear. It has been quite a journey. Many lifetimes and much inner work has been required for you to be able to perceive the light of the divine, even underneath the density of fear. You are fast approaching the karmic threshold where you can shift from fear-based to love-based embodiment. This is a sacred and important time where it is wise to surround yourself with those that are able to support you in this love-based reality. In the near future, you will be able to sustain your vibration even amongst beings that are based in fear, and then you will be of even greater service in life, love, and divine power on this planet. Here is the prayer that you can say to activate Kuan Yin's threshold vibration. May I be blessed under the compassionate love and protection of Kuan Yin as my soul prepares to cross the threshold from fear to love in all dimensions of my being. Om Mani Padme Hum. So may it be. And now that we asked the goddesses for help, let's see what is coming up in your love energy. we have here 2 cards. Again, you got 2 cards, so more guidance for you from the Divine Circus Oracle. And we have 1 card from the Love Your Inner Goddess Oracle. So we have, first of all, the Steampunk Priestess. And then we also have Gypsy Columbine. And lastly, we have Elk Medicine Woman. Let's see the deeper messages of each of them. I remember that the Steampunk Priestess has a poem at the beginning of her message. I do feel that this could be a time of great creativity for you as you leave karma behind and walk the path of your fresh destiny. 1, 2, 3, trust in what you see. 4, 5, 6, the truths behind the tricks. 7, 8, 9, clarity divine. You shall see what you need to see. At the perfect moment, it shall be. The Steampunk Priestess comes to you when there is more to something or someone that initially meets the eye. You might need to look closer to understand what is happening or to trust in what you are already perceiving. Even if a part of you doubts it, because the truth of the matter in such cases would be so at odds with superficial appearances. She reminds you to trust your insight, no matter how startling, surprising, or shocking that intuitive hit might be. Here is the affirmation that you can say to activate this energy. The eye of love in my heart and the eye of light in my head show me the truths most helpful for me to see at the perfect time and in the perfect way. I feel relaxed and comfortable now, trusting in what I see now, when I see it now. And of course, Gypsy Columbine. The free spirit in you is rewilding itself, shedding social conditioning and past patterns of behavior. It is shaking off socialization and emerging anew like a snake shedding its skin. The wild one within isn't a savage. It is raw, yes, but also wise, authentic, beautiful, and with a deep instinctive knowing as to what you must be. Can a bird ever be truly happy whilst trying to be a fish? True freedom is to be truthfully yourself. Here is the affirmation that you can say. Gypsy free, gypsy in me. My wild body liberated sets my spirit free. Now, so may it be. And of course, we have the healing guidance of the Elk Medicine Woman. This overall reading seems to be about you coming back into yourself, understanding your power and your capacity to create luck. There are certain things that are meant to happen at particular times. This is the working of destiny. No matter how much pressure there is from the outside world or from your own expectations, there is an order of events and divine timing in place so that what is meant to be shall be. Balance your active pursuit of your dreams and ambitions with patience and trust in the right timing of things. You are given a message that you are capable of great accomplishment this lifetime. Rather than fighting against life, trust that it is working with you and for you. Do what it is in your power to do, but pace yourself with trust and surrender too. So this is about cultivating a sense of patience and timing. And because no light work reading would be complete without the message of light, here is yours from the White Light Oracle. Wow, you got the angel, the seraph of 963 hertz. So we are going to end with this beautiful message of light, since you have chosen this light cleansing. I would strongly suggest that if it's sunny where you live, you go outside, you apply some sunscreen, but you nonetheless put your face in the sun. You allow the sun to caress your skin, to kiss you. Practice connecting to the joy that is always deep within you. Pay attention to what brings you exquisite delight. If you don't know what that is, you are guided to experiment and explore. Connecting to the joyful capacity of your heart will heal so much negativity and uncertainty. Let your heart relax. Allow the spiritual grace that wishes to reorder your life to manifest its miraculous magic. And I actually want to bring it closer for you right now. I want you to see the orb, the light. The seraphim are angelic beings of an extremely high vibration. They are angelic mystics in constant devotion and adoration of the divine. When we passionately fall in love with a divine face of luminous grace, whether it be a person who has entered our lives as if they have dropped straight from heaven onto earth, or when we feel our heart awakening to new depths of love and meditation with our spirit guides, we are in harmony with the seraphim. When we go through a struggle and are somehow fortunate enough to recognize the protective and healing action of divine grace intervening on our behalf, we can shift to such gratitude we just want to kiss the sky and sing a love song to the universe. Then we are in touch with our own inner seraph. Some egos project their narcissistic wounding and lack of romantic imagination onto spirit, concluding that the divine must be rather vain if it wants swarms of angels flying about, constantly singing its praises. They don't understand that the divine asks for our love so it can give of itself to us. When we feel love, when we are in love, our hearts are open and receptive. The divine isn't interested in praise for its own sake, but for what we can receive when our hearts are opened by it. Spiritual infusions of light and wisdom, such as those that travel on the 963 Hz frequency, are alchemical. They are able to distill value from any circumstance and transform it. This frequency is a cosmic particle accelerator, which facilitates graceful return to the loving wisdom and creative resourcefulness of spirit. The seraph of 963 Hz brings a message that the light and whatever it arouses in your heart and alights in your being with passionate gratitude and delicious hunger for more is powerful enough to capture, captivate, and heal you. In doing so, it opens the way to manifestation. Praises to our generous, graceful, loving universe. Amen. So this is what you need to say aloud or write it down in order to manifest the energy of the supreme angel in your life. May I connect with my own depth, sincerity, and gratitude for life. May my heart and its depth of love, capacity for awe, and appreciation of mystery be empowered and protected by the light. May I fall in love with the true beauty of my sacred life path. From the universal heart to my heart, to the hearts of all beings, may spiritual love and blessings flourish. You have completed your healing process, Group 2. And I also hope that you have enjoyed this reading. The light is now slowly diminishing because it is being internalized by you, your essence, your energy. Even if we take the object apart, the light still remains at the root of your being. So never forget that. Never ever forget how wonderful your light is and how you leave bits of light in the heart of everyone you have met, in every place you have lived, wherever you have worked and traveled and stayed and slept and ate. You always leave a mark. And you have left so many marks on this earth since the moment of your birth. I hope you liked this video. I hope you subscribe and include yourself in our growing family. Let me know down in the comments, have you enjoyed this reading? What do you think of this type of reading? You can also use it to go to sleep if you're struggling with sleeping in this period. I know that a lot of you have been saying that my voice is comforting, and maybe if I read to you, it has the same effect of a parent reading to you a bedtime story before falling asleep. Whichever way you choose to use my creative work, I'm truly happy that we have met and exchanged energies, and I wish you on your lovely way with so much light. Bye, Group 2. Hello, Group 3. Welcome to this very special reading. I will go in depth and I will do my best to provide you comforting messages of spiritual cleansing to help refresh your vibe, to help re-energize you. Maybe there are some messages that you need to hear at the moment. It can be on a variety of different things. We'll see what pops up. I already pre-selected your oracle cards over here. Get cozy because we have a couple of them to go through. And as well, I have the object you have chosen, which is this Tibetan bowl. So I will use it right now to do some sound cleansing for you. God bless, so may it be. I'm sure that you're able to hear the birds in the background. This is because I have the window to my kitchen open to allow some air in my house, and the birds are usually such refreshing spiritual cleansers. When you wake up in the morning and you open the door to your home, or you open the window to your home and you hear the sounds of birds chirping, it's affirming that you are alive and that you're in the kingdom of this beautiful world called Gaia. So let's see right now what messages we have from the cards for you. As I did with group 1 and 2, I will begin first with 2 tarot cards. And I have here 2 tarot cards. One of them is from the Margaret Peterson Tarot, and the other one is from the White Witch Tarot. I selected these 2 tarot decks because they have poems as descriptions of these cards. So I thought that this would be a beautiful way for you to receive a message in a poetic form. Let's see what you got. The 5 of Coins. And then we also have here the Emperor. Such clashing energies, because one traditionally speaks about low self-worth and the other one speaks about the strongest self-worth there is. Let's see right now the deeper messages, the poetic messages that you need to hear. So first of all, I'm going to begin with the 5 of Coins. Five is the number of transition and aliveness. Whenever stillness and structure becomes institutionalized, rigidity and paralysis arise and transition becomes a necessity. Part of you would like to remain in the security of your daily routine, but the part behind the mask of conditioning knows that life is movement. You are being asked to look at that which paralyzes you and to commit yourself. The blind woman who stays on the track of fear and loss regains her sight. The pains of change, or the pain of change, is a necessary element in regaining your aliveness. You might be experiencing more than one pain at the moment. If you hear some slight noises in the background, it's just because my cat, my pet cat Luna, has woken up from her nap and she's walking around, just so you know where these sounds are coming from, so that you are not anxious in any way. Because you guys, I think you're very sensitive to sound if you have chosen the Tibetan bowl and the sound cleansing. The Emperor, the card of dominion. Earthly power is dust and ash. Your longest day is but a flash. Volcanoes have the loudest laughs, the deepest breath from most. Extended belly fills the air with shouted name, but the echo exists only till the night's wind change. Despite negating truths, souls keep striving. Ever onward we keep on living through the dying. No matter how absurd, when self can know this good as well, limits break their binding spell. The conqueror is not deterred by hell to cross to reach the word. So I see an indication here of the necessity of you to become more resilient with whatever challenges you are being given at the moment. Whenever we're being given challenges, we are spiritually ascending at a faster rate than most people. I want to see right now the first oracle card that I have here for you. What is the astrological energy that is looming over you in your life at the moment? The South Node, life stats, karma. We have here the card of karma, the tail of the dragon, Ketu in Vedic astrology. So let's see right now, what is the deeper message of this karmic card? Karma, when properly understood, is just the mechanics through which consciousness manifests. This is a quote from Deepak Chopra. The South Node represents a karmic point in our charts where certain matters must be discharged or cast off in order to develop and move on towards greater things. The Southern Lunar Node is also called the Dragon's Tail, and this is where most past karma lies in the astrological chart. The South Node is the place where we are all challenged and growth occurs through some kind of pain. At the same time, the South Node is realistic, and it is the area of the horoscopes that shows how we can know and understand who we truly are. While the North Node opens doorways, the South Node represents karmic debts, which can make life circumstances hard. But neither the North Node nor the South Node are all good luck or bad luck. In fact, when it comes to the nodes, what will be given is what has been earned. There is no other way of getting there without the toil and effort. The South Node is also a key to what has been left unfinished or unresolved in your life. What lies therein is what we bring from not only our childhoods, but also our past lives. Let me shift my position a bit. When the South Node card turns up in a reading, it is a turning point. It is a time of endings and beginnings. Understand that there is something about to close that has been held in place for a long time. Familiar ways will end, ushering you forward in a new way and through different developments. You are ready to step out of the rut and align yourself with a higher vision. You may be evaluating certain aspects of your life to realize there is no longer any connection there and that it is time to move on. Be assured you will have a stronger foundation for your next venture. Doors slam, but in recognizing what needs to end, it helps you to move on towards further maturity. A major turning point. This is a period to maximize the advantages of these changes, difficult though they may seem now. You will want to leave your comfort zone and make as many new contacts as you possibly can. Even though the South Node is not as congenial as the North Node, they are still in balance, having things in common. So when you face resistance at a particular time, that is your South Node telling you, over here, there is a better way. Blocks and obstacles, especially in this case, are letting you know you are not on your right or golden path. The South Node is all about being prepared for what comes next and what means being experienced. There is no winging it at this time, or your plans may truly sink. Sometimes when the South Node is activated, it will take several tries to get what you're after. You could receive an unexpected rejection, or one that you weren't looking for. You could even be asked to do extra tasks while working longer hours. The good news is, even though things are a bit rough or tough at the current moment, it is still an advantageous time. You are about to hook up with people in your soul tribe. You are settling down a foundation for your future marvelous life. Wow, powerful, powerful message to begin with. And now I want to see, since we have the presence of karma right in front of us, what is healing for you from the Heal Yourself reading cards? Wow, sadness. You're shedding the sadness that has been clouding your life, your judgment, your energy, your vibe. Let's see how you are healing this sadness by reading the deeper message from the booklet. It's easy to swallow your sadness and hide behind a fake smile. Yet sadness can open the door to your heart and help you access compassion. When you can truly allow yourself to cry and feel sorrow over the loss of a loved one, a lost opportunity, a broken heart, or a friendship that's ended, you cleanse your soul and you allow your heart to heal. Crying and feeling vulnerable can be a sign of strength, which demonstrates your connection to your body. To admit weakness can allow you to know yourself, embrace your limitations, and evolve. Be willing to let go of the cold walls of protection you have created, which make you feel empty and sick. You don't need to get lost in your emotions. Just give yourself time to feel them and let them move through your whole being, cleansing and purifying your heart, body, and soul. Ask yourself, where am I holding on to feelings of loss, grief, or sadness? Place a hand of your heart and say, have you frozen your tears and cut yourself off from your feelings because you are afraid to face a person or a situation? Allow a yellow light beam to dissolve any iciness from your heart. Confront the individual that has made you block your heart towards the world. And I see here in the corner as well, as an additional message, painting, drawing, creating art in this period can be also a highly healing process. I find it ironic that you're so sensitive to sound, and in your reading, I can hear knocks in the wall from my neighbors. So again, there is something here about being irritated exactly in the place that you are most sensitive. And that could be your heart, that could be your ears in some cases. Now let's ask, or seek more like it, guidance from the mermaids. How can the healing waves of the ocean cleanse you? Honor the masculine, respecting men, embracing the masculine divine. Wow. So part of the sadness you might be feeling at the moment could be some sort of unacknowledged anger, some sort of repressed anger towards men, or a man, more like it, that has caused you some pain. Let's see the deeper message. When this card comes to speak to you, if you are a man, it is time to understand, embrace, and truly honor the expression of your masculinity. Think back to your childhood and youth, before you were told who you are. What is it to be a man by your culture and by your family, and through your schooling and relationships? Who are you? Consider the possibility that your own masculinity has been constructed to protect you. Perhaps some aspects of what you have been taught have created sadness, shame, and may even have ensured you missed out on a full and authentic experience as a man so far. Men are sensitive, men are sacred, men are gods, and the powerful insight of the merfolk can show you how to go deeply into the way your gender has shaped your destiny this lifetime. The merfolk encourage you to reshape it into a form that expresses who you truly are, not who you were taught to be. And I feel that in this situation, if you are a woman, the guidance is that it's time for you to heal your inner animus, that part of your unconscious mind, that archetype that represents what it is to be next to a man, what it is to be in a relationship with a man. You might need to dissolve certain sadness, anger, or fear regarding the men in your life. Let's ask two beautiful goddesses. We're summoning now the goddess Kali Ma and the goddess Kuan Yin, fierce goddess of protection and compassion. Let's see what messages they have for you. First of all, Kali Ma brings the energy of Sri Bala in your life. while Kuan Yin brings the energy of, wow, the gates of heaven. Wow, even the camera had to focus on that one. It didn't believe what it was seeing. Let me lower the camera so you see everything. We'll dive deeper right now into the message provided by Kali, first of all. And let's find out what Sri Bala refers to. I'm sure you're curious. Divine child with wisdom beyond her ears, the old soul with deep knowing dwells within our hearts. She urges you to commit to your most passionate inspirations completely and without hesitation. There are genius and wisdom in what you yearn to do. You have a greater capacity to attain fruition than those around you recognize. Believe in yourself, even though no one else does. It is not imagination that drives you towards your destiny, but an instinctive recognition of your true purpose. Validation from others will come later. Your path is authentic and you are destined to succeed. This aspect of Lalita Tripura Sundari, Sri Bala, translates as divine child, or more specifically as God, the daughter. It is far more commonplace for the divine child to be represented as male, and in numerous cultures, having a boy is considered particularly auspicious. So Sri Bala is not only a celebration of the divine feminine child, but an inversion of dominant cultural values. Her presence shakes up traditional power structures with her combination of innocence and fearlessness. It is my sense that there are emanations of Sri Bala in the form of particularly pure-hearted, fearless, and empowered young women, speaking and acting for the protection of the feminine in our world today, such as through environmental activism. You notice here the pattern of honoring the divine masculine, but also honoring your inner child. There is a certain prayer that you can say to activate this energy in your life. Sri Bala, divine daughter, original divine instinct, my true nature, I bow to you. You hold the wisdom and desire for me to be and fulfill my authentic being. You are the fearless spiritual instinct within that must manifest for the spiritual benefit of all beings. Nothing shall obstruct my path as I move from my inner ground of my being with unwavering focus and self-trust. I am held in my Divine Mother's protection, blessed by her grace and her belief in me. May your unrivaled wisdom and unerring knowing guide me always. May you prevail. Jai Ma Bala, Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma. You have completed your sacred ritual. And now we move on to Kuan Yin and her boundless wisdom. And we are going to find out what the message, the gates of heaven, is about. All beings have an ultimate spiritual destiny of happiness and freedom. Beloved Kuan Yin shines tireless compassion upon all life to this end. Yet sometimes attachments, lower vibrational beings, entities, and elementals become frightened of divine love and believe they will do better to hide in human energy fields instead. This blocks progress towards liberation, where human beings and lower vibrational beings can pass through the gates of heaven into bliss, peace, and homecoming to the spiritual source of all light. It's almost as if you carry an entity around you, an entity that has a life of its own. But you can say a prayer to release this energy. Act in your highest good and say the following with hands on your heart. May all beings be happy and free. May all beings be happy and free. Loka sumastar sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Mani Padme Hum. I call on the beings that love and serve this process unconditionally now to hold unconditional love and light in place. To all beings and inclusions that are now leaving my energy field, you will be safe, loved, accepted, and fed in this pink light of unconditional love. You will feel great. You may go to that light now if you so choose, or return to the source of the earth as you choose. But you must leave my energy field permanently now. through the loving grace of Kuan Yin and my own free will. So be it. It is done. Your healing process is accomplished. Now that we asked the goddesses, I want to see what's coming up next in your love energy. I have a card here from the Divine Circus Oracle and another card from the Love Your Inner Goddess deck. We have here Pinhead Punchinello and Psyche. Gorgeous. I'll read you first the message. The in-depth message of Pinhead Punchinello has a very funny name. Do you ever feel just a little too blessed with new ideas, dreams, and ambitions? Maybe it feels like you need more hours in the day to attain all you desire, to complete every course, read every book, create every dream, and live at least 10 lifetimes in just one. Or maybe you just feel overwhelmed with possibilities and choices, with demands on your time and things to do. The Pinhead Punchinello knows how to solve this dilemma. The entire universe can dance on the head of a pin. That means you only need one point from which everything can come alive. If you narrow it down your choices to one, just one for now, everything else will come in time. Just as you would water roots of the tree and notice that not only do the roots grow, but so does the trunk and branches and leaves and flowers and the birth light attracted to the tree and so on, so too do you need to just attend to one important task and the rest will happen naturally. It might seem like you are giving up on the many to tend to the one, but if you tend to the one, the many can come to life according to the timing of life itself. So this is about releasing a fear of missing out and coming back to your center point. And I think this is important because Psyche here talks about the soul. She tells you that you are going to find the exact help that you need at the exact time that you need it. You have the ability to attract resources and even to create something out of apparently nothing. Don't put your focus or your faith in the material world and its seemingly endless obstacles and difficulties. Direct your attention and your trust towards our all-powerful and unconditionally loving universe, which is your friend and teacher. When you do this, you empower the universe to help you, and it really wants to, in the most amazing ways. Beautiful. So you are encouraged to surrender. And I feel that, as you know, the story of Psyche and Eros, maybe you might need to revisit it. It's all about determination and staying the course. And even in your darkest time, not giving up on honoring your own self and on honoring the masculine that you love, if there is somebody like this in your life. And I want to end now with messages of light from the White Light Oracle. You actually got 2 cards, so you need a lot of light in your life at the moment, and Spirit is here to help you. We have the Spirit Bear of 396 Hertz, and we also have Bastet of 174 Hertz. Something tells me that pets, small or large animals, are very important in your life at the moment. Let's begin first with the message from the Spirit Bear, number 15. You are being healed from guilt and fear. Such emotions will no longer steal your personal power or dissuade you from confidence, happiness, and realizing your own worth. No matter how unlikely it may seem, you are going to emerge from a spiritual winter into light and love. The divinely ordained time for your liberation, healing, and emergence is much closer than you realize. Abundant blessings are stirring and shall soon manifest. The frequency of 396 Hertz is deeply nurturing and protective. It is the heart frequency of the Universal Mother, protecting her young, deflecting negativity, and refusing to overtly condition the youthful mind. She looks out for them and provides warnings lest they wander too far from their authentic path. But she also encourages the child to learn who they are, to courageously explore their world, and to enjoy their freedom. The 396 Hz frequency helps reconcile the push and pull of competing interests, integrating awareness in the heart and providing a clear pathway to a transcendent resolution where all is working for one higher purpose. So this is absolutely gorgeous. And you can say the following invocation to activate this energy in your life. I invoke the healing frequency of unconditional love and wisdom of the Divine Mother. May my body, mind, and soul be sheltered in a sanctuary of protective grace to fully relax and deeply heal. So may it be. Your healing has just begun. It's almost as if you need some sort of protection in your life at the moment so that you can calmly and beautifully heal. And you will receive it. Now, we also have Busted, who is letting you know that you've been moving so fast for so long that you're not realizing how wound up you've become. Gently unwind now to drop into a deeper, slower healing rhythm, and you will restore your mind, body, and soul. Things which seem too difficult right now shall soon seem very manageable and even pleasurable to accomplish. The Egyptian cat-headed goddess of dance, festivals, birth, healing, and sacred potions is known as Bastet. Her sacred cult was one of beauty, pleasure, and enjoyment. Worshipping her was not about ignoring the problems that are part of being alive. In fact, just as cats can see in the dark and are natural and skillful hunters, Bastet was often called upon for psychic protection from hidden negativities and to secure one's life force and enhance one's vitality. In her role as a healer and creatrix of magical healing potions and sacred perfumes, she integrated healing with pleasure, relaxation, and a sexual connection to the physical world of nature, including beautiful natural oils and jewels made with precious and semi-precious stones. If an issue has been troubling you, this oracle brings guidance that there is an approach available that can reduce suffering and increase your feelings of happiness. Open your heart to the Divine Feminine for guidance and inspiration. Bastet is a portent of joy and celebration. Believe in the happiness and healing your heart can create and attract now. This is what you can say to activate the energy of this gorgeous, gorgeous cat. Cat goddess, I should say. Through the loving power of my own heart, I choose to gently and thoroughly let go of guilt, shame, judgment, or control, which has prevented me from truly enjoying this gift of my life. May I know the delight, pleasure, sensuality, and sacred beauty which will bring peace to my heart and set my soul free to dwell in harmony with the spiritual purpose of my life journey. May all beings be happy and free. So may it be. God bless. I hope you have enjoyed this message. This has been your reading group 3, my sound cleansing healing group. I really hope you have enjoyed it. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, and comment down below whether this resonated with you, whether this is aligned with where you are spiritually, and what other types of readings do you think would be best able to serve you in this period. And I'll make sure to consider creating them. So until next time, take very good care of your heart, and I'll see you then.